TA in the U.S. doesn't pay that much money. It's not going to pay for 100% of your graduate degree. You are going to have to find additional sourcing for that. You can still work on campus, just like the undergraduate students. You can get a part-time job on campus, and maybe that will help with some of the costs as well. So when it comes to the graduate degrees, I know it would be wonderful to get a scholarship, but what the first thing you really have to consider is the costs of the degree per year, cost of living in that area, how much you have saved for it. Do you work for a corporation or a sponsor that may help cover the cost if you decide to go for a degree? Sometimes that happens. So don't be afraid. Still ask us. Still ask universities if we offer scholarships for graduate degrees, but do not be surprised if you may. For those going for bachelor's degrees, for the parents looking to send your students to the U.S. for a bachelor's degree, there's a lot more opportunities for financial aid. We're all going to have a different range of scholarships we may offer you. The San Jose accepted to apply to university. And every university has a financial aid office.
It's okay.
And the financial aid office is the people you're calling, students are calling, parents are calling every day. You need to ask them at the early stage. When you're applying for admissions, you can hold off for a little bit and just worry about getting accepted. Because it's difficult for financial aid officers to really tell you information before that FAFSA form comes out and before we have that information. So that happens a little bit later in the game. Usually, the FAFSA opens up on January 1st each year. You have January 1st is when you start to fill out the FAFSA. Once you fill out the FAFSA and you have that in hand and the school's going to turn around and give you an aid package, that's definitely the time when you want to call the school and talk to them. Set up an appointment. If you can visit, if you happen to be in the U.S. and can visit the school, set up an appointment with the financial aid office and talk to them. It's a very important factor, I know, when you're making your final decision. That's why in the spring, for the fall students, the financial aid office is swamped with parents and students. I got my aid package. How much more can I get? Any more money? What does this grant mean? Do I have to pay it back? There will always be a bottom line number as well, and that bottom line number will be the cost that you have to pay. Work study is open only to U.S. students and permanent residents, but that doesn't mean that international students cannot get a job on campus. It's just not called work study. Work study means that the job that you're getting on campus is actually the paycheck that you're going to get each week. It's just coming from the federal government. So if you get a job working with a soccer team and you're getting paid in your work study, the pay is actually just coming from the government. That's really more internal. Your almost don't even need to know that. If you're an international student and you get a job with the soccer team is paying you out of their budget to work there. But you can still get a job with your visa. You can work up to 20 hours per week on campus only. You're not allowed to work off campus with U.S. for your visa. You have to work on campus, but up to 20 hours per week. So now our jobs are available at San Jose. There's jobs available at every campus. We don't care if you're an international student or work study. You just have to go through the process like anyone and apply, interview for the job. You can work for almost any department, library, athletics, the admissions office. We always have tour guides that we hire to work. Now the good thing is it's really never a lot of money, right? 20 hours a week is not that much money, but it's enough to really help offset costs of books and food and things that you want to do on the weekends. So it can be very helpful. So as soon as you get to whatever campus you choose, even before you want to start to ask about jobs and how much you think how you can apply for a job on campus, because they fill up fast. There will be a couple hundred jobs open each semester on campus, but a lot of students are applying for them. So the really way to get it to just to apply early. Very often, students wait until 2 months into school and then come up to us and say, "Can I apply for a job?" So, well, yes. Unfortunately, we're all filled up right now. I'll come back next semester. So definitely apply early on for jobs. Okay. Other things you want to talk about? So you're going to hear other terms. You're going to hear about, remember, loans. I said that loans normally are only open to U.S. students and permanent residents. There are some opportunities maybe for an international student to get a loan from a bank, but it can be very difficult. The number one way to get one is that you have to have a co-signer who's a U.S. citizen. So if you have family in the United States and they're a U.S. citizen and they're willing to co-sign a bank loan for you, many banks then will allow you to get a loan. They normally will not give a loan to an international student without a co-signer
So,
for a U.S. citizen.
now you're bound for Arizona this Saturday. What are you looking forward to learning in the YC the academic fellows?
Since we are academic fellows for social entrepreneurship, I really want to learn more on how they actually operate a social enterprise in the US, because I'm pretty sure it's different from how we operate it here, because we're very community-based. So I really want to see and learn how they operate social enterprise.
How about in the educational
where you
field?
may have to start to
What do
pay
you
back
think?
some of the interest
What do you think?
as you're a
What
student.
kind of United States have
A little
you
bit complicated.
have in have you had in mind by just looking around?
Some loans you start
I think
receiving
they're
just
very,
as
they value very much their education. I mean, I
most
think
loans
like
you have until 6
for
months
them to
after you
say
graduate.
apply for a job or build a business, I think it's very important for
The
them
loans
to
are
be
a good way to
in
offset. I know you want to
like in a really good
minimize
school.
the
So
amount
I think
of
just
loans
going
that you
around
have
the
to take
education fair,
so that you know you don't want to
and
necessarily
there's so much to
graduate
prepare for if you want to study. So
six
I think
figures
it's really
in loans.
intense. Their
That can
education
be
fair is
very
very intense.
frustrating. But please, do not roll out loans. There's usually very good interest rates you have to pay back. If you're a student, they help with credit, they help with credit history, you start to pay them back. But be careful about getting yourself too far. Some universities, to pay for the school, you may only have to take a couple thousand US dollars in loans. That may be more realistic. You don't want to pay for $40,000